This is TradeFlow News, bringing you relevant news and insights from around the world. TradeFlow News, enabling trade for SMEs and economies worldwide.
These are some of the key topics that we will be looking into in today's program.
First, let's take a look at the overnight headlines which are impacting the commodity markets. U.S. oil output from 7 major shale formations is expected to rise by about 38,000 barrels per day, BPD, in July to about 7.8 million barrels of oil per day, the highest since November, the U.S. Energy Information Administration said in a monthly forecast on Monday. The biggest increase is set to come from the Permian, the top producing basin in the country, where output is expected to rise by 56,000 barrels of oil per day to about 4.66 million barrels of oil per day, the highest since March 2020. The forecast increase in total output was attributable to the Permian and Appalachia basins, with the other 5 basins expected to decline or remain flat, the data showed.
Oil prices reached their highest in more than 2 years on Tuesday, buoyed by expectations demand will recover rapidly in the second half of 2021. Brent crude rose 77 cents, or 1.1%, to $73.63 a barrel by 11:19 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time, 15:19 GMT. The global benchmark during the session hit $73.90 a barrel, its highest since April 2019. U.S. oil rose 86 cents, or 1.2%, to $71.74 a barrel. It hit a session high of $72.03 a barrel, its highest since October 2018. With supply growth lagging demand growth in the near term, faster falling oil inventories are supporting oil prices, UBS analyst Giovanni Stanovo said.
Moving on to the top news in the energy sector.
The share of fossil fuels in the world's total energy mix is as high as a decade ago, despite the falling cost of renewables and pressure on governments to act on climate change. A report by Green Energy Policy Network REN21 showed on Tuesday. Fossil fuel use has persisted amid rising global energy demand, continued consumption and investment in new fossil fuel plants, and lower use of biomass energy, such as wood or agricultural waste, in heating and cooking, the report said. Burning fossil fuels such as coal, gas and oil creates carbon dioxide, the main greenhouse gas which contributes to global warming.
China said on Tuesday that radiation levels around the Taishan nuclear project in the southeastern province of Guangdong remained normal, following media reports of a leak at one of its reactors. French utility EDF, one of the project's owners, said on Monday that it was investigating media reports that abnormal levels of radioactive gas had leaked from the plant. CNN had reported that Framatome, the EDF unit that designed Taishan's reactors, was warning of an imminent radiological threat at the project following a buildup of krypton and xenon.
Next, we have the top news in metal markets.
China's refined nickel cathode output in May fell 4.5% from the prior month and slumped 10.8% year-on-year to 12,424 tons amid maintenance at top producer Jinchuan Group, state-backed research house Antaik said on Tuesday. Work on Jinchuan's smelter and sulfuric acid plant is set to be completed in mid-June, Antaik said, adding that Jiangxi Nickel produced 350 tons of cathode in May after a long absence and planned to churn out 500 tons this month. Overall nickel cathode output in the first 5 months of 2021 fell 4.4% year-on-year to 65,000 tons, said Antaik, which sees this month's production rising to 13,500 tons.
Copper prices slid to 7-week lows on Tuesday as traders and funds cut bets on higher prices due to growing nervousness that top consumer China would soon move to curb further price rises. Benchmark copper on the London Metal Exchange was down 4.3% at $9,540 a ton at 16:09 GMT. Prices of the metal used in the power and construction industries have dropped more than 8% since touching a record high at $10,747.50 on May 10. "We are in a soft patch," said Citi analyst Oliver Nugent. The next leg of the rally will be led by the physical market around the third quarter when the whole supply chain will probably have used up its stocks. We will now look at the top news in the agricultural sector. Germany's 2021 wheat crop of all types is expected to increase by 3.8% on the year to 22.98 million tons as recent good weather helped crops, the country's Association of Farm Cooperatives said on Tuesday. The association in its latest harvest forecast said Germany's 2021 winter rapeseed crop will rise 4.6% from last summer's crop to 3.67 million tons. This was up from its previous harvest forecast in May when the association had forecast a wheat crop of 22.66 million tons and a winter rapeseed crop of 3.62 million tons.
That is all for today's news on commodity markets. Stay tuned to TradeFlow News as we continue to provide you with more updates. We also invite you to follow us on Twitter at TradeFlow News, which allows you to watch our program on your mobile device or desktop to receive information from there.